You look tired. You are working too hard, my son. You must rest or you will collapse.
Okay. I'll do that.
Billow, my son. Billow, look at me. I'm your mother.
Dr. Amado, can you explain to me the presence of these two men?
I don't have to give you an explanation, Lieutenant. They need medical care, as you can see.
I can see that. But were they injured while they were working? Like a lockup of the mine, for instance?
We are here in hospital, and we take care of the people and not interrogate them.
Fine. That's really fun. If the memory serves me right, he's your son below. Isn't that right? Take him to jail.
No, no, please.
I'll stop you. He'll die if you move him.
It doesn't matter. He's going to die anyway.
No, please. He's my son.
He's a criminal and he must die. He killed a policeman.
Anyway, you're not the judge of this case. And you're not the persecutor either, are you? You can't move him from here. Not before he gets well enough, right?
But I have the right to arrest you, Doctor, because you are breaking the law.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that you are under arrest, you doctor of strikers and rebellions. Take him to prison.
There's no need. I'll come with you myself. Please let these wounded people stay here, and then they can come to court in good health as the law provides. If you are really a man of the law, that is.
Fine. Come with me. Keep watch here. No one enters or goes out until further orders. Understand?
Here is the news of the battle leaked out to international papers. It won't be long before the imperialist countries interfere.
Let's hope so.
I couldn't imagine you arriving to the point where you want that to happen to your own country.
Calm down, Miriam. Calm down. It will be only by the big companies with which we have signed commercial contracts that interference will come, if at all. And even if it comes, we shall win in any case.
We shall win? Of course it won't be for the benefit of our people.
I took part myself in the drawing of these contracts. And in the long run, you'll see that I have aimed towards the liberation of this country without bloodshed.
It never happened in history that a country obtains freedom without bloodshed, fighting, armed struggle, and suffering.
Tomorrow, this massacre will stop. You'll see. Oliver will work according to his powers as a governor to stop this mutiny of our people.
Do you think Strong will listen? Huh. This is his golden opportunity to get rid of our people in order to open the road for other imperialists.
Miriam, they've taken Amado.
Dogs.
Come in. I'm sorry, Mr. Oliver, for not being able to come to your office. Things are bad, and we are facing almost a total war with these blacks.
It doesn't matter. That's why I've come to see you myself. I want to discuss some important things with you.
Is it so serious that you had to come yourself to see me?
Yes, and I want it settled with utmost urgency. I want you to stop fighting.
You must be joking, Mr. Oliver. No doubt.
No, I am not joking. I could not be more serious in my life than I am now.
What has this man been telling you in order to convince you of his ideas?
Nothing more. Nothing more than wanting to reach a peaceful settlement, that's all.
I am not talking to you.
I want you to make things equal for all the citizens in this country without resorting to violence.
All citizens? I wouldn't allow you to compare between us and them. I need not remind you what Mr. Stone's ideas are. I think you know that.
I am not here to discuss these things. I want you to stop fighting immediately. Don't forget I am the governor who is giving you orders.
Okay, Governor. You'll have to exercise your power and see who began strikes and mutiny among your black citizens. Don't forget that I represent the executive authority in this country, and one of my first jobs is keeping order and preventing...
I hope that you don't mean me, Major.
And presenting criminals to the courts.
I see that you are going beyond your limits. I'll see if you'll keep occupying this post.
As you like, Mr. Oliver. You! Take Mr. Oliver home and see that no one gets in touch with him and cut off his telephone. Put this black man in prison until further orders. Do you hear?
Very well, sir.
What kind of power is it that allows you to talk like this, Strong? Don't forget that there are laws that you cannot break.
The emergency measures, which I'm going to declare, will give me more than this.
From pain, we know the meaning of happiness. From desperation, we know the meaning of determination. From sufferance, freedom originates. And freedom is the final result of all this. Nothing comes out of nothing.
Come in. Here, you will find peace for your black thoughts.
Amado, you are here? Answer me. Why don't you talk to me?
Am I here? Of course. Why did you come here, Mr. Deputy Governor?
Please, don't make fun of me now. We must do something.
Do something? You ask me now to do something?
What is the matter with you, Amado? Did you lose hope?
I doubt if one common hope unites us together, couple.
Whatever your opinion is, you are still my brother.
My brother is that fighting worker, and the farmer, and that woman who takes care of the wounded, and those who stand against the tyrants the killer. Those who give up their lives and blood for the freedom of their country. Those are my brothers.
You have gone beyond all common sense, Professor. Strong has the power in his hands. We must find someone to stop him. He will be the pharaoh of his time.
Please calm down, Miriam. I know Capo's arrest made you mad. We'll control things as soon as possible. Capo is one of our best citizens.
Not only Capo or Amado. What makes me mad is that this hate that the Major carries towards our people will make him commit the ugliest crimes. Where is the education and the rights of man? Where is man himself? This is what I ask myself.
I think it's about time that we should speak to the governor about Major Strong.
Mr. Stone? Huh. Allow me, sir, to say that he has graduated at the same school as the Major. It's jumping from the pan into the fire.
He must know what is going on, what the Major's doing. It has become quite clear what he's trying to do to isolate Oliver from the present governor.
Believe me, Professor, your turn will come and the Major will see to you all. It is a question of time, that's all. His thirst for power will force him to do anything.
You are exaggerating, my dear, don't you think? Strong isn't the only white man in this country. Remember, the power that he has now is not made by him.
He is enjoying this power, and he will go on doing so as long as this sick mentality spurs him on. What happened? How is below?
As you can see, he is getting worse since they took Dr. Amado to...
Hey! You in this hospital. Is anyone in charge over here?
Huh? What's the matter?
Are you the man in charge here?
Mm-hmm.
I think your patient needs more care.
Who said so?
I said that. Look at him well.
Are you a doctor?
Just by looking at him, anybody can see that this patient is not getting proper medical care.
He's like a cat with 7 souls. Who allowed you to enter? Who? This patient is also considered a prisoner. Guards! Guards!
Calm down, sir. This is Mrs. Miriam, an official of social services.
How did you allow this lady to enter?
It would be better if you took care of your patients instead of playing at being a policeman. You're a doctor, don't forget.
Call the nurse quickly. You can go now. I'll see to him myself.
I prefer to be sure first.
I am going to operate on him. You cannot wait over here now.
Yes.
Not now. Not now, my dear. Calm down, Anne. Everything will be all right.
But how could it be?
He'll be all right soon. Who knows? We may all go away from this country.
How I wish it is true. I hate this country. I hate it from all my heart. It is not for us, and we are not from it.
This is true. Well, maybe I have been feeling this for a long time, but I feel it now more than ever before.
Is strong, madam?
Very well, let him in.
Good evening, madam.
Welcome, Major Strong. Please sit down.
You'll be doing me a great favor if you would choose a place where we could spend our honeymoon. Please permit me for the first time to ask you to wait until we silence these blacks. Frankly, there are some whites who have been trying to make things even more difficult. And not because they love these blacks. No. The only explanation, madam, is their love of power. One of them wants to take the governor's place.
You mean Mr. Oliver?
You are quite right, madam. It really is Mr. Oliver. But I didn't let him... No, I didn't let him get what he wanted. He's now under a forced arrest.
But Stone has agreed.
I know how he made Mr. Stone agree,
How can you do that?
Emergency law that I announced gives me more than that, my dear.
Emergency law.
Emergency situation. By the way, I came to give the necessary report to the governor. Can I see him now, or...?
I think the professor is in with him at the moment.
2 hours have passed since the professor came here to visit my father.
I don't care about arresting the doctor or the engineer, but one has to look into putting Oliver under forced arrest.
But even more than looking into it, Oliver now represents the best interests of the imperialist companies, at least in Jacob's point of view.
That is true.
I don't suppose I need to tell you more about Jacob, huh?
We really don't know who stands behind him.
We at least know that he has the capability to muster all his resources when his interests are challenged, even more when they are in danger.
Then?
They will do the impossible to bring things back to normal.
Would you explain more, if you please, Spark?
The smell of uranium is whetting the appetite of the biggest European countries, especially those countries that take a special interest in Africa. Countries like America, for example.
Spark, you are making Oliver an international personality.
I'm telling you the truth, Stone. Take a deeper look into things, and this will help us to face Face up to reality at least.
Very well.
The country is paralyzed. Paralyzed by strikes and civil disobedience. You as governor are incapable of putting things under control because you're ill.
Go on. And can't handle my own affairs.
But Oliver, their first man, he's at home under forced arrest. Now you know the situation, my dear Stone. It would be a problem for any country, particularly countries which have interest here. This would give them all the more reason for having second thoughts.
It's very easy for them.
I personally wouldn't like at all to arrive to such results.
Actually, all I've worked for throughout my life will go to pieces, to pieces. I've worked hard throughout my life to make this white, independent colony independent from Europe.
You can see now, Stone, what the Major is up to all along, what he's trying to do. See where the stubborn pulses of Major Strong are leading us to.
May I come in, sir? Excuse me, I have waited for a long time, and I don't have much time.
Strong, that's enough.
Have I said something wrong, sir?
Enough. I'm ordering you to release Oliver immediately.
What? Release Oliver?
Yes, and you must also put yourself at his disposal.
But don't you know that Oliver is working against you, sir, and that he is...
That's enough. I know what I'm doing. It is for the benefit of all of us.
Please, sir, may I tell you what I think about this matter?
I said that is enough. I want you to do what I'm telling you and...
In that case, sir, I am sorry, but I cannot obey your order. It will be the first order that I have disobeyed in my life.
Strong! Strong!
Ambulance! Quickly! Stone has another attack!
Hello. Hospital. Please do everything properly. Anne, please make the governor understand that it was not my being here.
No, it is not your fault, Strong. I am the real reason for my father's illness.
You? Who said that?
I said that.
Impossible. I don't believe it.
You must believe that it is, because I refused to marry you and insisted on travelling to Europe and running away from you all. And this is the reason why he's ill.
A long time has passed, and I'm afraid Stone is in danger.
Don't worry, madam. He's in the hands of the most famous heart surgeon in this territory.
Why don't you call Dr. Amado? You said yourself that he is very famous in this field.
Amado is in jail.
Can't you get him out? It's my husband's life spark.
I don't think Strong would like this idea.
What idea?
The idea that your husband would be taken care of by Black Doctor. Don't you remember how he kicked him out?
What are you thinking about, Amado?
I don't think it concerns you anyway.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Jacob will arrive and everything will change.
This is the wall that stands between us, Capo. While we wait for Jacob and his masters to release you, the only thing preoccupying me are those revolutionaries who are defending their freedom with arms.
Amado. Amado. Our country is still developing. And in fact, we are still at a very early stage of independent political life. What is wrong in building a bridge between us and the developed countries in every way?
It is better to build this bridge between our people and the more advanced, free African countries. Such ties are legitimate.
Do I understand that the weapons with which the rebels are fighting is one of these ties, you mean?
Freedom must be taken and not given. Weapons are a way to achieve freedom, but the real scope is to get independence from the imperialists.
Yes.
We then shall take our role among the free African countries. We can build good relations for the interest of the whole of Africa. It is much better to ask for help from our own people than from a foreigner. Really, I can't say that the operation was a success. About, I'd say 50%. That's all.
Don't worry, Anne.
We're still in the middle of the road. We haven't finished yet. No, it's a difficult case.
Can you explain more, Doctor?
And Stone's heart can't go functioning for long now. Not for very long.
Do you think that?
No. Don't worry, madam. He's all right. But I think I'll have to transplant another heart instead of his useless heart. And that's all.
My God, Dad.
What is this? A joke?
It's a science, Major. It's a science. Dear sirs, we need to substitute his heart with the heart of a dying person. There is not much time to do this.
Until we need that badly needed person. What is going to happen to Stone?
And Mr. Stone is safe now. He lived with an artificial heart. In fact, we must thank Dr. Amado in keeping the hospital up to date.
The problem is easy now. The only thing left is to find a dying person.
Not any person, my dear Major. His blood must be of the same group of Mr. Stone's blood. And most important, must coincide with his tissues.
Yes, but what I mean is, what are the practical measures to follow? I mean, I've cabled all hospitals and all emergency centres with the necessary information. I'll put you into the picture, Major. Bring in anyone who is dangerously wounded to this hospital immediately. Since you're a policeman,
There is no point in staying here any longer, madam.
Can't we see him?
You would like it, madam?
Can't we call Dr. Amado?
No, I don't think it is necessary. Right, doctor?
Not yet, madam.
This is the situation which the governor has to face.
I feel sorry for him. But did anyone, by any chance, ask what happened to these people? Of course not.
Miriam, you are on edge all the time. I can't discuss anything without arousing your pessimistic notions which spoil everything.
I don't think that you want me to discuss if Mr. Stone lives or dies without talking about other people. They are, in my opinion, worth much more than him.
I appreciate your feelings. I think they'll set your husband and Amado free soon.
Please understand me, Professor. The destiny of a nation does not depend on one or more persons. The greatness of a nation is measured in the sacrifices its people can give for freedom and progress.
This is true. Quite true. Soon we will have Major Strong here with us, and we shall go to Oliver in order to get things in this country as they were before. Many things will have to be reviewed, especially in the light of the latest events.
I am not so stupid to believe that we shall have freedom and social justice brought to us on a silver plate by the Major and his like. Excuse me, I must leave.
What is so important that you must send for me? I'd like to know that.
Frankly, Oliver must take his post as governor, and you should put yourself at his disposal, just as Mr. Stone said.
Really?
Listen carefully, Strong. I am not seeking any political position or even any influence. You must understand that what I am saying goes for us all. We are the whites, the minority that command this country. We command this country. Remember that.
Well, and what do you mean by all this?
The situation in this country is bad, and the fights that goes on between the whites and the blacks might reach the whole world, and the unfriendly African countries in a special way.
What do we care about them all?
We are weaker than you think, my friend, remember. We shall fight on two fronts, if not three, and with different arms, too. The first front is that those African countries will help the rebels with arms and propaganda against us to influence African public opinion.
And then?
The second... The second front is made up of those European countries that stand to protect their own interests here.
We naturally have no reason to quarrel with these countries. It is now that I hear about their interests And the first time that Mr. Stone is their representative, I think you are wrong, Professor.
But Stone's life is now in the hands of destiny. They are well aware of that. But if they should discover that Oliver, who has become their right arm in this country, is now under house arrest, then this means that you are personally working against their interests. They will automatically work at putting you aside in one way or another. Who knows? Maybe they are planning for that already.
I see. You want me to put back Oliver to prevent that, so...
At last you understand. Let us be nice to Oliver.
This is all there is to it.
Then the governor is in a coma. Oliver is under house arrest. It is a good chance, a golden opportunity.
Are you saying that the professor is working to put Oliver back to his post?
Yes, that is what he said.
We don't have much. On the contrary. The rebels must move. Quickly and in every direction. Miriam, you must take these instructions to Como and Mida and arrest.
Amado, you are making things worse. You are a doctor and not a fighter. You must realize that there are great interests for great countries. These things are not worth much for all of them.
When they point a pistol at you just because you are a black, they wouldn't ask you if you're an engineer or a doctor. Our fight with them is a fight for freedom. You must understand that, couple.
What is this noise? Your visit is over.
Don't worry. Everything will be all right.
Naturally, I accept your apology, Strong, given the present circumstances. Thank you, Professor. It would have been quite embarrassing if Mr. Jacob arrived and found out the situation that is prevailing upon us.
Is there any news about Mr. Jacob's arrival?
Here is his letter. I am expecting him to arrive any day now. When do you think can I visit Mr. Stone at the hospital? I am very sorry for the situation that he is in now.
We pray to God that we find a donor to save the life of Mr. Stone.
We'll have to look harder, Strong, for that type of heart. It is now your chance to prove to Anne that you'll be a good husband to her.
That is true. Please excuse me.
By the way, do you think you could release Capo? He's my deputy, Major.
And also Dr. Amado.
I'll let Capo free. But as for Dr. Amado, I'd rather keep him inside.
Please remember that he's a famous heart surgeon. And we might need him now.
For this reason, I prefer to keep him where he is. If I release him, I'm afraid I'll never see him again. Goodbye.
You are late, Mr. Oliver. It is time to release us immediately. Do you think that the professor failed to release Oliver? Don't you care if they free us? Oh, I can't stand your silence. On the contrary, it makes me mad. Do you hear?
Selfishness will destroy you in the end, Kapu. It was better if you asked about Miriam. That is, if you don't care to know about the rebels like Como and Mida.
Miriam?
What's wrong with Miriam?
This proves your selfishness, and your thinking about your release only. You must have forgotten that I sent her to take a message to the rebels.
Oh, God. She might be in danger. She might be caught.
When the bird had discovered that the hunter's bullet goes in a straight line, it begins to fly in a zigzag.
Which of you is Capo?
I am.
Come out. You are free. Come on, you are free.
Dr. Amado. I mean, my brother. Isn't he free with me?
Come on. The order is very clear.
They know when to collect the harvest. Go out before this man forgets his orders.